Thanks for joining us on our Stony Creek journey, and welcome back for those that have come to our channel before. I thought this week I'd just do a little bit of a chat about chickens, broody hens, growing baby chicks and the like. We've had quite a few questions about chicks and how we raise them and broody hens. So I'm down in the little pen, and you might see we did put a short up, I think last week, that we had broody hens. We have some broody hens. There's 3 girls that have been sitting in these boxes for 20 days now, and they've hatched. So I'll turn you around and I'll show you a little bit of those because they're so cute, while I talk a little bit about what we do with our hens and our chicks and everything in between. So these 3 mamas are all playing nicely together in this coop. So they started to go broody, the buff one, which is this nice orange coloured one. She was the first one that we recognised that went broody. And so we thought we'll put some eggs under her, and at the same time it was obvious that these other 2 black ones were growing broody. So I'll come around this way, that'll be easier. So they don't get too agitated. And so we put 14 eggs under these hens. And why we choose to do that is because we have incubated eggs in the past, because all our eggs that we have are fertilised because we have roosters. The little chicks making a noise going, "Mama, where are you?" And actually letting the hens hatch the eggs themselves is so much easier because you don't have to put them under light and heat and have them in a separate area. The mamas just do all the work. So if we've got broody hens, and we've learnt that over perhaps the 3 years we've been here, the first year we hatched quite a lot in the incubator, but they are a lot more work. So we like to, if we get a broody hen, we'll absolutely put some eggs under her. And springtime is the time that they go broody. We've done a few different things to try and break the brood of the mamas, you know, and I'll show you because we've actually got one. Oh, we've got a little chick that's gone over the back there. Oh, let's see, this one's getting upset. Oh, darling, you've lost mama. You'll find it. Oh, squeeze through the fence. They will learn to get back. They can at this stage get through. So this is a common occurrence every day. And you can see the mums are calling them, "Where are you? Where are you?" So back to what I was talking about. We have got a hen at the moment sitting on some eggs. I've only put 5 under her because when you do hatch eggs under chooks, often the hatch rate can be, it can be good, but often they'll break one. And part of hatching eggs and chicks is you have to understand that probably, 75% might hatch, and of those, half are going to be roosters. So you need to work out what you're going to do with your roosters when they hatch. We grow ours out. Sometimes I'll keep one if it's a true breed for a replacement, but the rest will grow out to about 17 weeks, and then we'll process them for chicken. Of these little chicks that hatched, we actually hatched 9, but one didn't survive the first night. So now we've got 8. And all these mamas are doing pretty well, actually. They all seem to be co-parenting nicely. What do we feed our baby chicks? So we use chick starter, that's in the red container, and then they've got some water. But the mums also do have access to laying pellets. The baby chicks don't, but you can see the mums like the chick starter as well. We keep them in this pen, and we try to for at least probably 3 or 4 weeks by themselves, so away from the rest of the flock, so they can get used to being mamas, and that the chicks can have some peace. and learn bits and pieces. You'll see we also give them some greenery, and the mums start to teach them already that greenery is good as well. Maybe I might have to go and collect that little one that's, oh no, you might see, it might come through the fence. Sometimes they work, you know, they get through the fence and then they can't get back, but most of the time they'll get back by themselves. And there you go, everybody's back. I just went and didn't need to assist, they just went through themselves. But look at Mum teaching them to dig in amongst the mulch and find all the bugs. They get covered in dirt because Mum just doing her thing. And in regards to having the mamas hatch them, all that sort of stuff that she teaches them is so much better than us, because we can't teach them all that. And if you hatch them and incubate them, you have to keep them under lights for at least, 3 or 4 weeks, depending on what time of year it is. And then they can't really go out till they're about 6 weeks old. So this is so much easier because at night they just go under Mama. But yeah, they've got to get out of the road of her feet, don't they? Because she's scratching. We have lost chicks that have gone through this netting and not got back. So we try and keep an eye out and make sure that if any are lost, because you can hear them, they get quite upset. And this little cheep that they make is quite loud. Excuse the wind. These two black mamas, they must be friends, because last night they were in the other little pen. So Robert made these 2 little hutches, and sometimes we use those as little maternity wards and put eggs in them. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But you'll see some of the little chicks will pop up there with Mum. One of these chooks, one of these black ones, has got nasty mites on her feet, and I've been treating those. So actually I think both these hens have. So apologies for the unattractive legs, but we'll get onto that. I'm not sure whether the chicks, because apparently chicks do get fairly early work out who's who, so whether some chicks prefer one of the mamas more than the other one. But when it's cold, the mamas just sit down and the chicks go underneath. So she looks like she wants to sit down and encourage some chicks to go under her. Looks like all the little chicks have gone under the buff mama, so maybe she's the more dominant one, and the other ones just hang in the background if you need. I'll show you the chook that is currently sitting on some eggs. So this is what we call the maternity ward. It's a little hutch that Robert made, and we use that to pop our broody hens in. And you can see this mama, she went broody the day that the other chicks hatched in the other coop, and you know she's broody because she sits so low, but she just sits. So she'll get off and have some food, but she no longer wants to be part of the flock. She just wants to hatch some babies. And we've done several different things to break brews, like put them in this pen. And we have done it. We have broken broods of chooks that have wanted, especially ones in the caravan. We don't like them to go broody in there because they are in the road of the other chooks. It can take 4 or 5 days, and sometimes you then put them back and they go straight back onto the nest. We find for us it's easier to let them hatch their babies. So I've only put 5 eggs under this mama because, one, we don't need that many chicks, and often when you put them in there you don't know if they're going to sit on them, so I just put 5 and we'll see how she goes. So 21 days to hatch an egg, and she went in there 3 days ago. So we'll just feed her in here. We've got water for her, and the feed that we gave her last night she hasn't touched. They generally can go a little while without food, but they do get up and hop off the eggs. It's always a good chance to check out how the eggs are going. This is an Australop that has been a mama before, so she's quite good. And she'll just sit there quite patiently and calmly for 21 days. Back to the other little chicks. Feel free to ask any questions that I may have forgotten to talk about. We raise chicks because we like it. It's part of what we do on the farm. It's providing replacements for our chooks because unfortunately they don't have a long lifespan, and these chicks that are all born are from Caravan 1, which is a purebred light Sussex breed, so they're born white. So I wanted to replace some of those because we had a couple die in the last month, and sometimes things just happen, yeah. And that's one of the reasons we breed our chicks or let our mamas hatch is for replacements, but also it's just cute. And as I said, we process the roosters, so that goes to our meat as well. They're enjoying a little bit of greenery. Look at these ones over here. They don't take too long to learn the drill. They're enjoying a little bit of sunshine. At this current age, I don't know whether they're roosters or hens. Cross fingers we get at least 4 hens, but time will tell with these Sussexes. By about 8 to 12 weeks I can generally tell, but sometimes you'll get ones that are, sort of hard to tell, but we've got the space and that we can just let them roam until that is decided. That little one that just stretches, so cute. It's quite yellow, isn't it? Quite a different colour than the other ones. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing our baby chicks and watching these mamas, and just, I could sit in the pen for quite a while, just sitting there spending time. And I like to come out several times a day just so that they get used to the human presence as well. So thanks for joining us. See you next time back on the farm.